I know some schools delay corporal punishment a day or two, or a note has to be signed first, etc., but ours wasn't like that at all. They tended to just get it done immediately. I was getting ready for Mr. Washburn to either send me to the gym or call Mrs. Bradford down to the office when he dropped a bombshell. Mrs. Bradford was on her way to coach an away softball game that was far enough away that the team bus had left before the end of the school day. That meant Mr. Washburn would have to, regrettably, handle this himself. He called my mom, talked for less than 2 minutes, then had his secretary come in to witness my punishment. I'd been paddled before, I knew the routine, but suddenly this was so much scarier. Mr. Washburn wasn't a particularly large man, but he wasn't a small one either. As I bent over his desk, I thought for a moment about the fact that he was staring at my ass in slightly too tight jeans, but even more about what was about to happen to my behind. Well, for one thing, he was a lot quicker than Mrs. Bradford. Pop, 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 and it was over in less than 20 seconds. But oh my Christ. I swear the first pop alone was worse than a full paddling from Mrs. Bradford. I screamed my head off. I legit cried. Not a few tears and sniffles, I mean I was crying. I had to sign a form, and then Mr. Washburn told me he was really very sorry that he had to do the paddling, and I honestly believed him, and still do to this day, and he told me I could take my time composing myself as long as I got back to my last class in time to be told the assignments. I did what any sensible, well-spanked teenager would, and ducked into a bathroom to cry and check the damage. And again, oh my Christ. My butt had a huge purple mark on the right cheek, a smaller one on the left, and red all around both. There was no doubt bruises were in my immediate future. I struggled to get my jeans back up, dried my eyes as best I could, and slipped into class for the last 10 or 15 minutes, keeping my head down so nobody saw my face.